Hello team, this is Mr. Keffer and welcome to this week's Teen Adult Senior Black Belt class. We are going to be reviewing our katas, our self-defense, our combinations. We have a ton of stuff to do because next week is promotion week. Everyone show me your natural stance. Snap to attention. Spread your feet, make your fists, cover, bring your feet together, and courtesy bow. Relax stance, hands right behind your back, and repeat after me. To build true confidence, I must have knowledge in the mind, honesty in the heart, and strength in the body. Winners never quit, quitters never win. I choose to be a black belt. All right, team, back to your natural stance. So this week we're going to be working on our perseverance. Perseverance means we never give up. Next week is promotion week, so I know for some of us, this seems like there's a lot going on, and we have a lot of things in our life, and it might be, maybe it's too much. But perseverance means that when you face those challenges, when you encounter them, instead of giving up, that's when you want to try and do your very best. Because we only really test our perseverance when we are facing a challenge. All right, team, ready? Everyone show me your natural stance. Snap to attention. Tap on your right leg. Go back to your guard stance. Go higher. We're going to take our front hand. We're going to go down and do a hammer fist. So we're going to bring it up and we're going to drop it straight down. Ready? And 1. Ready? 2. Keep the other hand up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, team, and switch. Other side. Just again, hammer fist. Straight down. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and switch. We got a lot of stuff to cover, team, so we're going to be moving a little quickly. So what we're going to start out next is we're going to do a hammer fist, cross, and hook. Ready, team? And 1. Hammer fist, cross, hook. 2, soup, soup, asa. 3, soup, soup, asa. 4, soup, soup, asa. 5, soup, soup, asa. 6, soup, soup, asa. 7, soup, soup, asa. 8, soup, soup, asa. 9, soup, soup, asa. And 10, soup, soup, asa. And switch. All right, team. Other side. Starting out, front hand hammer fist. Backhand cross, front hand hook. Ready? And 1. Soup, soup, asa. 2. Soup, soup, asa. 3. Soup, soup, asa. Remember that hip rotation. 4. Soup, soup, asa. We're going to get a lot of hip rotation on that cross, right? And 5. Soup, soup, asa. 6. Soup, soup, asa. 7. Soup, soup, asa. 8. Soup, soup, asa. 9, soup, soup, asa, and 10, soup, soup, asa. All right, team, and relax. Back to your natural stance. Our self-defense for this week is a straight wrist grab. So what we're going to do is that straight wrist grab means that they're reaching out maybe with their left hand and grabbing your right hand, or they're grabbing with their right hand to your left hand, but they're reaching right across your body. So what we're going to do is when they grab, what we're really going to do is we're going to step into it. And I want you to think about where their thumb is, like where that gap between their thumb and their finger is. That's like the weakest part, right? That thumb is going to be a lot weaker than all 4 of those fingers combined. So we're looking for that opening between the two, the thumb and the fingers, because that's going to even be weaker than the thumb itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to step in as they're grabbing hold. And when they're grabbing hold, their thumb's going to be to the inside of my arm. I'm going to step in. As I step in, I'm going to try and bring my hand back to my body. I'm going to try and bring it back. But at the same time, I'm going to try and bring my elbow toward them. So I'm stepping in and I'm bringing it in. It's almost like I'm doing an elbow strike, although you're not going to elbow strike them. You might, but it's very unlikely you are. But it's kind of that motion in it. So I'll do it sideways here. So they're grabbing my right arm. I am just going to step in. As I step in, my hand is coming back and I'm going into it. The reason we're doing that is imagine they got a really strong grip on it. I can't pull away from it. I can always step in, and then I end up using, my arm becomes a lever, their hand becomes the fulcrum, and I get to pry that hand, that thumb opening with it by stepping into it. All right, so again, I'll do this facing the side over here. They're grabbing my right arm, okay, with their left hand. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to step forward. As I step forward, I'm bringing my hand into the thumb, into their finger, elbow toward them. Then I'm going to back hammer fist them back to their face. So from here, once I do this, notice how my body rotates as I do this? boom. I'm gonna unwind and add a hammer fist because I really want to get that power into it. All right. So again, starting out here, they're grabbing my right hand. It could be right hand or left hand, but for this drill, I'm doing it with my right hand. I am stepping in. As I step in, I keep my hands open. If you notice, if your hand is closed, your wrist is tight, open your hand up, your wrist will naturally expand. It helps loosen them up a little bit. So they grab hold, my hand opens up, I step in, elbow goes toward them. The hammer fist or back fist, hammer fist into the face. From here, we're going to follow up with a cross and a jab. So we're going to do our 2 punches on the end. All right, so let's do that. Back to our beginning. They grab hold, step forward, escape out of it, breaking the grip at their thumb. We're going to hammer fist to their face. We're going to cross. We're going to jab. Or if you're doing the combination, we're going to do a hook. All right, and then we'll stop, stay back. All right, keep one more time. All right. Straight wrist grab. I'm going to step in, elbow, hammer fist, punch, punch, stop, stay back. All right, back to our natural stance. All right, team, let's gather in. We're going to go over our lesson of the week. Last month, we worked on goal settings and our habits, and hopefully, we've already started working on some micro habits. For this week, we're going to think about what happens when we get out of good habits. When we get out of our perfect routine, whether it's because we're on vacation or we get sick and we miss some classes. Okay, some people, when they get out of the good habits, they get discouraged and they give up. What great black belts and great instructors do is they realize that the process of getting back into the habit is just as important as the habit itself, having that practice. Okay, it's part of our practice. Okay, it's okay when you're not in the habit. And part of that growth is learning to get back into it. And like anything, the more we practice something, the easier that thing becomes. The practice of getting back into a good habit gets easier over time. Falling out of your habits is going to happen at some point. What's important is staying positive, getting back up, and getting right back into it. All right, team, let's get back out to our natural stance. All right, team, let's go ahead and grab our staffs. We're going to go over 12 count, all 12 moves. Team, remember when we're doing our staff work, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me, the techniques a little bit better, I think. So for our staff, our right hand is palm up, our left hand is palm down, our elbows are in close to our body, and our hands are all straight in front of us, just like this. That should divide the staff into equal parts for you. You don't want your hands way out here, okay, and you don't want your elbows way out here either, and you don't want your hands in really close together. It's kind of be awkward in the balance. So our neutral position, hands are out, just right out here, staffs in front, right out here, staffs out in front. Start with our natural stance right here. Team, from here we're going to go to our tension stance. Our left leg goes in, our staff goes down, around, and behind us on the right side. We bow. We're going to go right back out to our natural stance. This is 12 count. From here, I want you to step back with your left leg. Take your right leg into a pat stance. Take the front of the stick, the right part of the stick, and you're swinging around, and you're going to curl around into an inward block. That's our starting position for our kata. So arm one, the heel goes down. We step forward. Stick goes all the way back behind us, as if we're striking behind us. And we're going to step in and we're going to thrust low. 2, come back on one leg, crane stance, and we strike down. 3, plant your foot, step back with your left leg, and strike down low. That's 3. 4, swing around, strike to the side of the head. 5, circle back around, strike to the inside. 6, thrust straight to the center. 7, step all the way back with your right leg into a lean away stance. Left hand pushes down, pushes the stick away. 8, thrust down into their foot. 9, shift around, and we're going to block to the front. 10, step forward, strike to the side of the head. 11, we're thrusting into the face. 12, we're shifting back to our cat stance. We're circling back around. And this would be the exact same move we started the first move of the kata from. From here, we can go back to our natural stance. We can snap to attention, left leg goes forward, staff goes behind us, and we bow, and we go right back out to our natural stance. All right, team. That is our kata 12 count. All right, team, let's go put our staff back. Back out your natural stance. Senior black belts, let's go ahead and grab our knee sticks. For our non-senior black belts, white through red, you're going to continue working on your kata and your self-defense for this moment. But for our senior black belts, first degree and higher, we're going to work on our knee sticks. We're going to review those real quick. So just grab one knee stick and come right back. All right, team, what we're going to start with is the evade and evade counter. So I'll start sideways here. Remember, actually, even before we start with the evade, let's go through our 5 basic strikes. So remember what our 5 basic strikes are. So the number 1 strike is taking with sticks in our right hand. We're going to go shoulder to hip, shoulder to hip, hip to hip, hip to hip, and thrust in. Let me do it from the side here. So I'm starting out from the side. All right, so beginning our 5 basic strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are our 5 basic strikes. All the combinations we're going to be doing after this are defenses against those 5 strikes. All right. So let's look at evade and evade counter. So evade is getting ourselves out of the way. And remember with evade, our goal is to not get hit. So we're either moving our head out or we're moving our body out depending on the direction of the strike. And we're going to get a counter in there, try and stop them from hitting a second time. All right, so we're going to start with our starting position into our guard. So let's look at just evade. Evade is coming in as the stick's coming in from the side over here. They're doing a 1 strike. Head comes back, and I just step out. Evade 2 comes out. My stick goes out to my right side now. On 1, it goes to my left. On 2, it goes to my right. On 3, I do a real quick dancer step, pulling back, hollow my stomach out. My stick rises up to my left side. On 4, again, dancer step. Stick comes out to my right side. Remember, your free hand is in the center of your chest, not just dangling down here. And evade 5, we're doing that dancer step again. They're thrusting straight in. I'm stepping back, bopping it down, and then I'll reset. So that's evade. Let's do evade and counter. All right, so from here, stick's coming in with the number 1 strike. I get my head out. I bring the stick up to the outside. It's going to be on my left side. As the stick passes me by, I'm going to lean in and I'm going to do my counter. Evade 2, they're coming in from my other side over here, coming in from my right side. In this case, I'm leaning back, getting my head out of the line of attack. My stick comes up to my right side. As the stick swings past my face, boom, I hit him on the side of the head. Evade 3, they're coming to my body, starting from my left side. I am going to dancer step back. My stick goes up to the left side. As it passes by, I step in and strike. Evade 4 is coming from the right side. Again, I step back. My stick comes up to the right side. And then as the stick passes me by, I strike. Evade 5, that's our thrust. They're thrusting in. I step back, dancer step, boom, I pop the stick out, trying to get past my body, and then immediately recoil with an attack, striking to their head. All right. So that's evade and evade counter. Next, we're going to do meet and meet counter. Meet is actually striking the person. So instead of trying to we're still evading them. We're still trying not to get hit. But instead of letting that stick pass us by uninterrupted, what we're going to do is we're going to strike across their forearm. And for this, I always like meet because I'm hitting the flesh. My stick is meeting the meaty part of their arm. Right? I want to hit it across their arm. So again, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikes, and we're going to be defending against them. So for meet, just meet, no counter on this. They're coming in with the number 1 strike. They're coming in from my left side. Again, I get my head out of line because I don't want to keep my head here and get hit. I still need to get my head out of the way. And then I'm going to take my RNE stick. I'm going to come up underneath. So on a 1 strike, I'm swinging up across their forearm. And of course, we're passing it through. The stick's going to pass by, but I hit him in the arm. I'm going to come back. Number 2 is coming from my right side. I get my head back, and this time I'm coming out. Stick swinging out to the right side. I'm swinging upward into their forearm. And then I'm going to reset. 3, they're coming from the side. I'm going to step back. Do my dancer step. Stick's coming across. I'm swinging down. And I'm striking across their forearm. And I'll reset. So when I say swinging up, the front of the stick, Arnie stick, is higher than my hand. When I say swinging down, the bottom of the stick is lower than my hand. All right, ready? So number 4, force coming over here from my right side. I do my dancer step again. As it comes through, I'm still striking down low. The tip of my stick is lower than my hand. Cross their forearm, and I'm gonna come back. With a 5, as they're thrusting in, I'm gonna do my dancer step. My left hand is gonna strike the stick, moving it off this side, as my right hand, going down, strikes across their forearm. So I'm pushing the stick to the side, and at the same time, I'm striking across their forearm. All right. Let's look at the meet with counter. So from here, they're coming in with the 1 strike. I get my head out of the way. I strike up to their arm. The stick passes me by. Boom. Counter. Counters are exactly the same as they were in evading counter. All right. Meet. We're going to do meet counter for number 2. They're coming in from my right side. I get my head out of the way. I strike across their forearm as their arm stick comes through. As the stick passes me by, I strike back. Meet counter 3. They're coming in from my left side. I dancer step back. I strike across their forearm. As the stick passes me by, I strike to their head. Meet counter 4. Again, I stand back, strike across their forearm as the stick passes me by, I strike to their head. Meet counter 5. I do my dancer step, pop that stick, pop that forearm, and this happens at the same time. As the stick pushes past, I then get to step forward and strike for my counter. All right, that was meet and meet counter. Next, we're going to work on serrata. So the serrata is different. Serrata is close range. Most of the stuff we were doing, that we were moving away from them. This time we're going to move into the person as they are attacking. So again, we're right here. So I'm here, the stick's coming with the number 1. This time I'm going to shift my weight in. I'm going to block the stick. My stick goes against their stick. My hand goes over top. I'm going to go to my hand, my hand, their hand. I'm going to swing across their body, swing and draw an X across their shoulder. Shoulder to hip, shoulder to hip. Serrata 2, they're coming in from my right side. This time I'm stepping in, stick and then hand. And then I'm just going to strike 1 and 2, and then I'm going to step back. Serrata 3, the stick's coming in this time. Instead of having my stick up, my stick is going to go down. So you notice that the angle of the sticks we've had has changed as we've done this. Meet, we're kind of like a little bit. Serrata, we're much more drastic in how much of an angle we have. So for Serrata 3, they're coming across. Again, I shift in. I'm going to block to the side. My hand goes underneath this time to their hand and draw the X. Okay. Back to our start. Serrata 4. This one's going to require a little bit of footwork. We're going to shift our feet and we're striking stick and hand at the same time. We're going to thrust in over top. Okay. And then we're going to do our 2 strikes. And you're going to reset. Serrata 5 is just like Serrata 3. So from here, as they're thrusting in, I shift to the out, I step in, shift to the outside, and I'm blocking downwards, stick to stick. Left hand comes across, hand to hand. Right hand draws the X across their shoulders. All right. That is our serrata. Let's look at our disarm techniques now. So disarms are really building on serrata. If you think about what we've been doing, evade counter, meet counter. Meet just builds on what we've learned in evade, meet counter, and then we do serrata, which kind of builds on what we've just done. Everything is building on what we've been working on in the past. This is no different. This builds on what we've done in serrata. So in this case here, I'm standing here, minding my own business. They swing at me with their stick to stick, hand to hand. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the stick. I'm going to slide my hand down to the edge of the stick. I'm going to crank it up. So I'm going to grab that stick and I'm going to crank it to the outside for them. So from here, stick to stick, hand to hand, slide up, grab the stick. I'm going to crank it down as I do. I'm pulling the stick through. And then I'm going to take my right hand. I'm going to drive it down across their forearm and then pull that stick free. And that's going to be my stop, stay back, or just get out of there. All right, so Serrata 2, we're going to do our disarm number 2. They're coming in from the other side. This time we're stepping in, boom, stick, stick, hand, hand. I'm going to thrust in over top. I'm going to drop the stick down, and I'm going to bring it up. So I have basically a hashtag created with my hand and their hand. I'm going to twist the stick all the way up. I'm going to pull back. As I pull back, I'm going to heel palm into their arm. And then I want to say stop, stay back whenever I do a disarm. It just feels like I should. But that's what we're going to be our disarm taking away. So let's look at 1 and 2 again. So 1's coming over here. We're stepping in, stick to stick, hand to hand, slide my hand up, grab the stick, crank it down. As I do, strike across their body. From here, bring it across, and I'm going to smash down across their forearm to disarm them and pull the stick away. 2, they're coming in from the other side. I'm stepping in, stick in hand at the same time. Strike over top. Weave my stick underneath their arm. Okay. From here, I'm going to pull and come back, and as I'm pulling and come back, heel palm into the elbow, and then reset. For the next one, we're going to be doing disarm number 3. This is what we call a snake disarm. So the idea is coming across over here. As I do, we're going to step, we're going to block. We're going to come across. Hand's going to go over top, so it's going to be stick to stick, hand to hand. We're going to turn our hand around, palm in, palm up, show yourself your hand. As you're doing this, strike back, boom. Right. And then we're going to show them our hand as we go back. So again, right here. So disarm, disarm number 3, stick to stick, hand to hand. Hand goes down, my back of my hands toward their hand. I'm going to bring my hand up, look at my palm. As I do, I'm striking across their face. Now I'm going to show them their palm. Boom. That's really going to be the disarm right here. That twist out here is going to be the disarm. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to just recoil with a secondary strike. Okay. So let's look at disarm number 4. From here, coming in from this side over here. 4 and 2 are pretty much the exact same thing. Step in, boom, we're going to block down, we're going to strike over, create that hashtag with our arms. We're going to pivot our body out, and we're going to strike the elbow, right? So that one's called a bind disarm. So 3 is a snake. So 1, 2, my hand is weaving into it. So I'm weaving my hand in, I'm coming around, I'm twisting it around, kind of like a snake, right? And I get a strike. So 4 is our vine. We're coming in here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to twist through. Think about a grapevine climbing up through some trellises, right? I'm twisting through. I'm going to rotate and strike. And 5 is a strip disarm. So for the strip disarm, they're coming in, and it's going to be kind of like the 3. We're going to start it. 1 here. But what I'm going to do now is instead of popping that hand down against their arm, I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to put it underneath their Arnie stick. So I'm going to come underneath their Arnie stick. I'm going to block, hand comes underneath the Arnie stick. I'm going to push it back toward them. So from here, I'm thrusting in, and that's the motion I want with them. All right. So number 5, I step in. I'm going to block. Hand comes underneath. I push the Arnie stick up. As I do, I'm just going to pull across their body. Incidental strike or strike on purpose, whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to bring the pointing of the butt of the weapon down across their forearm, and I'm going to disarm them as they come through. Pulling it this way may be sufficient to get them disarmed. Pulling it this way, and it's not, but suddenly you hit them across their forearm with either your forearm or the butt of the weapon, that will definitely get them disarmed. Okay. Remember, if you're doing this with a partner, always use your forearm. Don't strike with the weapon itself. But if you're doing this against an actual attacker, you probably want to hit with the weapon edge. And it's always a good idea to kind of practice that too when you're practicing in the air. Think about striking with the weapon, not with your forearm when you're practicing in the air. All right, team. Let's go put our Arnie 6 away, and we'll get right back out here. Natural stance. Team, for our workout today, we are going to be going through our self-defense techniques. So we're going to be going through all 9 of them. So let's start out with, we're going to start out with our guard defense. So the first thing I want you to do with guard defense is we're going to do a break fall first. So if you are at a place where you have a mat, we can do like a standing break fall. If you're doing it on a place where you are don't have a mat, you're going to do one sitting down. So for a standing break fall, really just getting into a sitting position and then falling backwards. So for a standing break fall, all that happens is I just squat down, roll back, and hit. Remember, we don't want our head to touch the ground. We're striking with the palms of our hands. Try and keep your feet together as you do that. If you are at a place where you don't have a mat to practice that on, you will start from right here. You'll sit down on the floor right here, and you're just going to roll back, keeping your shoulders off the floor. Notice my shoulders are rolled off. Heads up, strike the floor, and then I'm going to come right back out. Guard defense. Someone's in my guard. I've got my legs trapped around them. They're trying to punch me in the head. I don't like that. I'm going to grab my head, cover up here, rolling with my shoulders off so I can roll pretty easy. Eventually I get tired of getting punched, or they get tired of punching me. Either way, I'm going to grab hold of their arm, and as I grab hold of their arm, I'm going to bring my knees in as close as I can to the chest, put my feet on their hips. I'm going to push off from here. So ideally, I'm going to slide or they're going to slide. One of us has to move, right? So I'm going to push off. Boom. As I push off from here, what I'm going to do next is one of my legs already went down onto my palm, bottom of my foot. So I'm just going to roll to the other side. So my left leg's down. I'm going to roll to my right side. Right hand's up. My right leg is going to funnel through my leg. I'm going to get back up. Stop, stay back. All right, let's go back to our break fall again. Come back down. Boom, fall down. I'm going to shift over, you can see from the side. We're going to go to our guard position. Grab the legs. Cover. From here, I'm going to grab their arms. Pull my legs up as high as I can. Put my feet on their hips. I'm going to push out. Plant my foot. Roll this side. Get up. Stop, stay back. Do one more team. Again, we're going to start with our break fall. We're going to go back, boom, fall back, boom, right here. From here, into the guard. My legs are wrapped around them. They're punching. My shoulders are rolled. I'm cover position. Grab their biceps. Grab behind their arms. Bring my knees as high as I can. Get my foot on top of their hips. I'm going to push out to get away from them. Plant my foot. Roll to the side. Keep my eyes on them as I get up. Stop, stay back. The next self-defense is for mount defense. This is really a bump and roll. Someone's sitting on top of us, and we're going to get them off of us. So again, we're going to practice it. We'll start with our break fall. Go to our break fall position, so we can get into the mount, and then we'll go from there. Remember, as you're doing the break fall, do not let your head touch the ground. You're going to keep your chin into your chest. You're going to roll the shoulders forward as you go down, slapping the hand against the ground. All right, so let's do our break fall. Roll back, straight ground, boom. Okay, someone's on top of me. I'm going to try and keep my knees bent so I can control where they're at. I don't want them lying back on my knees. From here, they might be throwing punches. Again, I'll go back to my cover. Try and cover my head so I can roll with it. At some point, I want to bump them forward. I want to control where their body weight is. I want them back there. I want it up forward on me. So I'm going to bring my knee up. I'm going to bump up really high. Awesome. As they bump in, I'm going to plant my foot down. I'm going to try and get up the outside of the leg. So from here, I'm going to put my leg on the outside. So it's up, out, trapping their leg on the outside. This hand's going to come up and grab their arm. So trapping their arm on their leg. So I'm trapping that way, so I'm going to roll that way. So from here, my hips are up. I need to keep my hips up as I roll. Don't drop your hips and then roll. If you do that, you're starting over from square one. You need to keep the hips up. From here, it's almost like doing a roundhouse kick with this leg. You're going to throw this leg over. Boom. Get over in your push-up position, right? From here, up. Drive an elbow in. Hammer fist. Push yourself up on their stomach. Stop, stay back. All right, let's do it again, team. Ready? Starting from our standing position or sitting position, depending on where you're at. Roll back. Do your break fall. Get them in the mount position. They're on top of you. Cover. Rolling around as they're striking. We're going to bump. Trap the leg. Trap the arm. Pop the hips up. All right, we get that huge bump here. We're going to roll. Boom. Strike. Whatever you can strike coming up. Push yourself up. Stop, stay back. All right. One more time, team. Again, we're doing that break fall first. From our upright position, we're going to fall back. Remember, a break fall from a standing position is pretty much a controlled sit. Just go down, rolling back, boom, coming up. Guys are on top of me. From here, cover, rolling with the punches. Knee, leg comes to the outside, arm comes up and traps their arm. Hips are up in the air. I'm going to go over to the side, boom. Still, my stomach is trying to get my belt off the ground. Push myself up. Heel palm, elbow strike. Or kick to the groin. And then stop, stay back. This self-defense is the hammerlock. This is someone coming behind you, grabbing your arm and cranking it behind your back. So for this one, what we're going to be doing is, as they go ahead and grab our arm, we're going to grab our arm here. As soon as the arm starts coming up, I want to step out. So they're grabbing my right side. I'm stepping out with my left side. As I start to step away from that, immediately relieves the pressure on my arm. I'm going to rotate my body. As I rotate, you can see my hand is coming around, and then I'm going to counter grab against their wrist, and then I'm going to twist their wrist like I'm opening a door. Right? From here, I'm going to take my backhand, I'm going to counter punch. All right, and stop, stay back. All right, real quick from right here, let's look at our combination we did as well. We're going to do our cross, our hook, and our roundhouse kick, right? So cross, hook, and roundhouse kick. We're going to combine that into our self-defense for this one. All right, so again, right here, they grab my arm. As they grab my arm, I step forward, I twist around. I'm going to counter grab, right? I'm going to throw my cross, I'm going to throw my hook, I'm going to take their leg out, boom, stop, stay back. So we have to add all those extra things to it. Let's do it one more time, team. This is our hammer lock. Hand comes behind my back. I step forward, notice as I step forward, I'm not stepping straight to the front like 12 o'clock. I'm stepping to like 2 o'clock. I'm stepping across. So across my body. And that lets me rotate. Okay, as I rotate, my hand comes up. That's going to be my counter grab. That's where I'm going to get my punch, my hook, my roundhouse kick, and stop, stay back. Our next self-defense technique is stranglehold. So we're going to mix it up a little bit, team. We're going to add some roundhouse kicks to this one at the end, just to kind of work on some conditioning and strength building as well as we're going along with it. So remember with the stranglehold, someone's coming behind and give me a stranglehold. I'm going to, wherever their elbow is, whatever side of their body their elbow is in, that's the hand I'm going to grab with. So if they're grabbing with their right arm, I'm going to check with my right arm, grab close to their forearm or their elbow, wherever I can. I'm going to anchor it down. I'm going to look to the side. I'm going to step out with my right leg. Whatever arm I grab with, I'm stepping in that direction. My other side is going to open up the center line. I'm going to left elbow strike, left hammer fist, left elbow to the face. I'm going to grab their arm. I'm going to step away, and I'm going to cover out. Stop, stay back. But for this, that's our self-defense. But for this exercise, we're going to add a roundhouse kick to it. We're going to come back here, we take our back leg, we're going to pivot with the front leg, we're going to do our back leg, roundhouse kick, reset, do it again, roundhouse kick, and reset, do it again, roundhouse kick, and reset, and one more time, and again. All right, cool, let's go. We're going to do it from the other side. We're going to make sure we're working both sides of our body. So, here, from over here, they're grabbing with the left arm. They're grabbing with their left arm, so my left arm is the counter grab. I look to the right direction of their fist. I am going to step out with my left leg. My right elbow comes in, right hammer fist to the groin, right elbow up into the chest. So grab with my right arm. I'm stepping out and away. That's my cover out. Stop, stay back. But we're going to add a roundhouse kick to it. Ready? And roundhouse kick number 1. Pivot and kick. Ready? And 2. Ready? And 3. Ready? And 4. And 5. All right, team, we're going to go back over here. This time I'm going to do it from the right side, but I'm going to do it from the other angle so you can see it a little differently. So again, still stranglehold. This time you're coming with the right hand. My right hand comes up. I pluck down, I pull it down. I look in the direction of their fist. I step out in the direction of their elbow, which is the arm I'm striking with. I'm going to elbow, hammer fist, elbow into their face. From here, grabbing, stepping out, turning away, and then we're going to do our roundhouse kicks. Ready? And 1. Ready? 2. 3, 4, and 5. All right, team, one more time. So over here on this side, okay, this time I'm going to do it from the left side. I have an attack on the left side. My left hand comes up. I'm grabbing. Remember, they're striking with their left hand, so I'm grabbing with the hand close to their elbow. I'm grabbing that hand. I'm going to look toward their fist. I'm going to step out toward their elbow. My right hand, elbow to their stomach, hammer fist to the groin, elbow over their chin, grab, step out, cover out, and quick roundhouse kicks. Ready? And 1. Ready? 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, keep back to our beginning. Next technique is tackle technique. So tackle technique, someone's coming in and trying to grab me around the waist. So from here, as they come and grab forward, I will step back, right leg, left leg, it really doesn't matter. As they're going in, they're like grabbing their hands around my waist. I'm going to go and pop down. So this is someone coming in low to my body. I'm going to pop down across the back of their head. Whichever hand I grab with, I'm stepping back. I'm guiding them past my body. I'm going to hammer fist into their back and then stop, stay back. All right. So again, let's do this again. This is tackle technique. They're coming in, grabbing. I grab their head, I step back, boom, hammer fist. I'm dropping the weight in as I hammer fist. One more time, tackle technique. Grab their head, step back, and drop our weight. Awesome. Let's look at the other one that's very similar to this, which is a bear hug from the front, arms free. So tackle technique, someone's trying to come in and grab you really low, and they're probably going to lift you up really high. Bear hug, they're trying to grab you around the waist, and they're going to lift you up, but they're going to try and keep you straight as opposed to throwing you over the shoulders. So they're grabbing you a little bit higher on this one. So for a bear hug, my arms are free. They grab me around the waist up here. Their head's still up here. Where a tackle technique, their head's down here. Bear hug, their head's up here. As they do this, as their head's up, I'm going to smack them in the ears. Right, as they come up there, my hands are free. Their head's right there. I'm going to smack them in the ears. I'm going to take my hand. Doesn't matter which hand you're going to do. I'm going to use my left hand. I'm going to take my left hand. I'm going to contour their face. Contour means I'm just taking my hand. I'm riding their face, sliding my hand all the way across their face as I go down. I'm going to brace my fist with my other hand. I'm going to push forward against their throat to get some room. Right? Then from here, I'm just going to jab across and stop, stay back. That's our bear hug from the front, arms free. Let's do it again, team. Ready? From here. So they're grabbing us, they're standing, they're tied, like a chest to chest type grab. Grabbing around the waist and picking me up. Okay. As they grab, boom, smack in the air. I'm contouring their face. I'm going to brace my arm. I'm going to push against their throat, underneath their chin, against their throat, trying to drive their head back to get some leverage out here. Once we got some distance, I can do a jab, across, jab, whichever one works best for you, and then stop, stay back. One more time, bear hug from the front, arms free. Right? So they're grabbing around the waist or the chest. I clap the ears, I contour the face, underneath their chin, into the pushing their head up or pushing their neck back. As I get some distance here, punch, punch, stop, stay back. Straight right punch. This time our attacker's coming in, they're punching with their right hand. As they go to punch with their right hand, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step off to the side. So they're punching with their right hand, I'm going to parry with my left. So I'm stepping out to the side. So remember, 12 o'clock is straight in front of me. 9 o'clock is over to my left. I'm going to step somewhere between like 10 o'clock. I'm going to step over to 10 o'clock on the big imaginary clock. I'm going to parry, palm up, thumb next to your fingers, and I'll spread them all out. We're not grabbing. We're going to go here. And if we miss, we want to go hit with our whole forearm here. So we're going to parry. And if I miss completely, I'm outside the line of attack anyways. I'm still pretty good. But after I parry, then we're going to strike. I like to hit to the head, so I tend to parry, push down, and strike to the body. You might like to strike to the head. You might like to strike to the body. So you might parry and come underneath. All right. You might parry and roundhouse kick. All those things are perfectly okay. Our main goal is to get out of the line of attack. I'm going to do a parry and a thick strike to the face. All right. So we're starting out on a natural stance, kind of minding our own business. That punch is coming forward. I step off to 10 o'clock. As I do, I parry. Notice I shift my body. I'm not just stepping off and keeping everything straight. I'm rotating my body. That body rotation helps with the power of that parry. From here, I get to punch. Now I've got that cross where I got a good body rotation in here as well. And then I can cover out, add a front kick or a kick to the knee, whatever you want to do. Stop, stay back. All right, team, one more time. Straight right punch. We're going to step forward. We're going to parry, punch, and then stop, stay back. Bear hug from the front, arms pinned. This time they're grabbing us chest to chest. Arms are trapped here. So what we're going to do first is when they're getting in close, I don't like to be grabbed. I don't like to be picked up. But if they do grab me, their arms are occupied. That means I have a little bit more room to maneuver here. I'm going to bring my arms together. It might be hard for me to bring my arms out. I'm going to bring my arms together. They're grabbing. That might want my arms to come together anyway. I'm just going to bring them together here, almost like I'm clapping my hands. I'm going to turn my palms out, offering them a gift. I'm going to strike into the groin. I might have to bend my knees a little, drop my weight down a little bit. Kind of like that toddler you're trying to put in the car seat and they suddenly drop their weight and they suddenly weigh like 100 pounds even though you know they only weigh like 10. All right. So we're going to drop our weight as we do this, get that marriage of gravity here. So it's bear hug from the front, arms pinned. Arms come together, strike to the groin. Grab their knee and drive in, grab their hips and drive in and throw some knees into their groin. Right? So we're really working that groin area. We're hitting to the groin, trying to loosen them up. We're going to grab their hips. Doesn't require a lot of movement here. My elbows are still pinned to my arms the entire time. I can drop my weight back. I'm driving my knee into it. I'm going to drive my knee into it until I feel that grip loosen up a little bit. I'm going to pop my arms up. As you do this, team, it's really important you keep your hands above your elbows. if I bring my hands up and just pop my elbows up, my arms right here, they're just going to grab you around your head. You need to keep your arm up here. That way, if they start to grab you again, you're in a really good position to counter them and grab their arms. Then we can just do a jab cross and cover up. All right, team. Again, the technique we're working on is bear hug from the front, arms pinned. Right? So hands together, strike the groin, grab the hips, drive some knees in there as many as you need. Pop the arms up, fist higher than the elbows. Jab cross. Stop, stay back. Let's do it one more time, team. Bear hug from the front, arms pinned. Right? Drop the weight, strike to the groin, grab the hips, drive some knees in. Arms come up, jab cross, stop, stay back. Choke from the front. Someone's coming up and choking with both hands. Their thumbs are pressed into the center of your throat. What I want to do is I want to make sure I can breathe. I'm going to turn my head to the side. I'm going to pluck my arms down. I'm going to pluck down. I'm going to throw my back and get some weight, my shoulders in here, get my abdominal muscles in here, get my back muscles in here. I want to use more than just my fingers to grip here. Fingers are together. I'm going to pluck. I'm going to kick to the groin, or I'm going to knee the groin. But as I'm doing this, depending on the distance they have, I'm going to pluck down and drive, put my foot back. As I kick, I'm dropping back. It's going to pull them in toward me and jab and cross. All right, let's do it again, team. This is our two-hand choke from the front. Hands are coming up, get that monkey grip. We're going to pluck down. As we pluck down, we're going to kick to the groin. We're going to put our foot back. So it might be tempted to step forward in this one. It might be tempted to step back to our spot. I want you to take your weight. I want you to drop your weight back. All right? So we have 3 opportunities here to escape from this grip. First, they go to grab me. Boom, I just pop their hands down. They let go. Super easy, right? Other one, I do this, I hit them with the groin. I hit them with the groin, they grab the groin, and they curl up in a ball. Again, super easy. Third one, I kind of loosen them up, but they still have a grip on my throat. Boom. I'm going to drop my weight back. I'm going to use my body weight to pull myself out of that grip. They've already been loosened up a little bit. That should help us get out of that. And if that doesn't work, we're going to punch them in the face until they do. All right, team, let's try this, right? Two-hand choke from the front. Right? We're going to pluck and kick. We're going to drop our weight back. We're going to jab, cross, stop, stay back. One more time. It's the last one. Two-hand choke from the front. Going to pluck and kick. 2 punches. Stop, stay back. Straight wrist grab, team. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to start out here. Someone's reaching out with their left hand. They're grabbing my right hand, or they're grabbing with the right hand to my left hand. What I'm going to do is I'll do my left hand here. They're grabbing my left hand with their right. I am going to step forward. So they grab my left hand. I'm stepping forward with my left leg. As I do, I'm going to turn my hand, try and turn my hand sideways if I can. So my wrist is narrow. I'm going to try and escape through their finger and their thumb, where that gap is, where their finger and the thumb is. My hand is open because that'll expand my wrist. I'm going to step in. As I do, I'm turning my body sideways. If you notice where my hand is, it really doesn't move too much as I do this. I'm rotating my body. It's my birotation out here. Your arm becomes a lever. You're trying to pry your hand out. You're using their hand as the fulcrum, right, where they grab hold. You use that to pop against their thumb. All right. All right, team? So this is our straight wrist grab. They grab hold of my hand. I step in. As I step in, I cross into it. Elbow points to them. Maybe this is an elbow strike. If you can get it, it'd be awesome. If you can't, don't worry about it. You try and point your elbow straight to them. From here, I'm going to unwind. That's how I turn my body sideways. Hammer fist to the side of their head. All right. And then if you want to, you can do a cross and a hook. You can add more combinations to it if you wanted to. All right. Let's do it one more time, team. This is our straight wrist grab. They're going to grab my hand. They're grabbing my left hand with their right. I am stepping forward. As I step forward, I'm turning my body sideways. My thumb is coming into the center of my chest because I want to try and we're going to turn my wrist sideways. I'm trying to create a lever with my forearm. I rotate out. I'm using my body to escape. I'm not just trying to pull with my hand. I'm using my body to escape. I'm going to unwind. As I unwind, boom, that's that back knuckle or hammer fist right to the body. And then you do a cross, a hook, roundhouse kick, whatever you want to do to finish it off. Team, thank you very much for joining us for today's class. So remember, next week is promotion week. Make sure you come to class for your promotion in your full karate uniform, your glove, your belt, your gi top, your gi pants. Make sure you're full uniform and you're ready for everything. Everyone show me a nice stance. Snap to attention. Face front and bow. Ready, team? Baby, see ya.